What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So look, on this channel, we have honest conversations. And I'm finna tell y'all the truth for real. What I recognize is that Chief Keef diehards, like his cult following, like his fanatics, they hate Lil Durk with a passion. And I've seen that for years. But I'm really seeing it now. Like I promise y'all, it's a lot of his diehard fan base and co-following Keef's. They've never gotten over Keef and Durk getting into it in 2013. They have not let that go. And to this day, it pisses them off how Durk was talking to Keef and all of that. So they hold that against Durk. So much so that they refuse to give him credit for anything he does. And I've been noticing this for years. I remember when Durk first started buzzing, Keef fans was under Durk videos or in other videos that Keef had going on. Like they'll be in Keef videos like, oh, you didn't need Drake for no sauce. You didn't need Drake to blow up. Like, why are y'all throwing shots at that man? But I'm gonna just tell y'all where it stemmed from. I'm gonna just where all this conversation is coming from. Yesterday, I made a video and I was saying that I believe Keef is jealous of the mainstream success that Durk is experiencing, that he experienced. I'm sorry, because Durk is currently incarcerated. And I said, yes, Keef won the game of life. Yes, he did. He moved out to Los Angeles. He changed his family's life for the better. I always acknowledge Keef as the pioneer of drill music. Yes, no, he didn't create it, but he took it worldwide. And he put a microscope on the city of Chicago, the city of Chicago's drill scene and drill music scene without question. He was making hot music. He was the one doing the outstanding views in the beginning, 100%. He was the one at the forefront of that movement, and it was crystal clear. Like Finally Rich is a classic album full of bops and bangers. For real, for real. But I do believe he never thought Durk would ever reach the success level that he reached. He never thought that. You feel me? None of them in GBE ever thought he was going to get to that success level. And I do believe he felt a way about it. Like, Durk would be popping his stuff in songs too. And I don't think Keef liked that. When Durk say, in the rack, ask the streets, I'm bigger than Yeezy, I'm the GOAT. Right? I don't think Keef liked that. And I don't think that Keef, again, they ever thought he was going to get to that level. And I don't care what nobody say, because I'm in Chicago, Illinois, still here, from Chicago, born and raised. So I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't. But when Durk said in the rack, ask the streets, I'm bigger than Yeezy, I'm the GOAT, he wasn't lying. He's been the most consistent artist out of Chicago in the last 6 to 7 years. It's not even close. It's not. And if you don't want to acknowledge that, it's just you just a super big Keef fanatic to the core, or you just don't like Durk. You know what I'm saying? And I will always love that early Sosa. Always. If he played in Chicago, it's gonna go crazy. 100%. But I'm telling y'all right now, in Chicago, Durk music been getting more play than every one of them in Chicago. Like, you know what I mean? And people don't like to acknowledge that because Keef is the originator. He is the forefather, but people, that's a whole nother conversation. You know what I mean? But anyway, the reason why I said Keef, I feel like Keef was jealous of Durk's success because as soon as Durk got locked up, Keef started popping out, the next day after Durk got arrested. I'm the real king of drill, the real king of drill. He kept putting stuff up. I'm the king of drill. I'm the real king of drill. And I'm like, what is that about? Now, some of y'all Keef diehards going to say, he always been saying that. True. But why do you wait till the next day till that man get out of jail to start posting stuff like that? Which is what Boona, Durk's man, noticed too. I saw that as soon as Keef started posting it up because I follow Keef. And I'm like, why is he doing that? As soon as Durk, the next day after Durk got locked up, I'm the real king of drill. Start posting all that stuff up. And I'm like, what is going on here? Then, a couple of years prior to that, Ball Out, all on Twitter retweeting stuff and talking about how Keef didn't need Drake to get big. What is that about? You feel me? You get where I'm going with this. They've been slick throwing shots and throwing shots and hating on Durk for a little minute. And I don't have a dog in the race. I'm from Chicago. They both Chicago artists. I'm just calling it how I see it, for real. And it's been like that for a while. Now, I'm gonna say this too. When I first Keef Fanatics, man, you can't tell them nothing about Sosa. Nothing about Sosa. And I recognize that 100%. You can't tell them nothing about him. Regardless of the Drake feature helped Durk out and took him to another level, 100%. It did. But being real with y'all, Durk was making better music than Sosa since like 2017. 26, truthfully to me, since 2016. Since that They Forgot mixtape. That mixtape was crazy. Then he had the love songs for the streets. Durk was going crazy. It just he wasn't at that mainstream level yet, but he was going. The music was much more quality than Keef's to me. And I'm a music head. I understood what Durk was saying very clearly. He was using different flows. He was using an auto-tune. He was using no auto-tune. It was sounding. He was using melodies. He had aggressive rap. He did a variety of music. And that's not to trash Sosa. I'm just telling y'all the real. You know what I mean? And people don't want to hear that because they love Keef so much. And I understand because Keef was a phenomenon and still is a legendary figure. Like I always give Keef his props. He the one that took the traditional videos out the way. He took that out the way. You didn't need traditional videos that you used to have from the record label no more. All you need is your guys and to be standing outside on the block, on the back porch in the alley, all of that. 100%. That was all you needed. But Durk, you got to give he's been much more consistent than Keef for the last few years. And people in Chicago will tell you that. In my previous video, my homie Rob Love, this is my man. I went to elementary school with Rob. Went to grammar school with him. Me and Rob don't talk every day. So this ain't Rob just saying this just because he my mans. You feel me? Rob told y'all in that comment section, Durk been the most consistent artist in Chicago for years. And it's not even close. It's not. But a lot of Keef fans don't want to give him credit for that. They be wanting to downplay everything he does. So I talked about Ball Out. He didn't need a Drake feature to get big. All of that. Like, what is that about? Keef fans hate Durk so much. They be trying to take points away from Durk for showing love to Sosa. People like, yo, Durk jealous. He always be trying to be Keef's friend. He always performing for Nito, trying to be his friend. Brother, they survived the streets of Chicago. Durk moved past it. He performed for Nito to show love to Keef. Y'all try to use that to make Durk look like he's soft or he ain't cool or try to take points away from him. What? Because he's showing love to your guy, your favorite artist? You try to discredit him for that? That sounds silly. It sounds foolish. Keef feel a way about dude. They never thought dude was going to get that big. I don't care what nobody say. You feel me? And yes, Keef is the originator. Yes, he is a legend. He's an icon. But that's two separate conversations. You can be an icon and still be like, nah, man, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. You can still be an icon and don't like a dude reach a certain level, especially because Durk was popping it like, yo, I'm doing my thing. I done made it. You know what I mean? And he wasn't throwing shots at Keef when he was saying that, but it was just like, in Chicago, he was more played than every other artist in the city for real. Even on the radio. And y'all gonna say this because Durk mainstream. Chicago radio different from other radio stations. Chicago radio play everybody in the city if you hot. They was playing P. Rico Hang With Me because it was a banger. That's where the word Tatiana Thought and all that got big from, really, because P. Rico and them was... he ain't the first one to say it at all. He didn't make the word up, but when he made that song, it went crazy. They had to play Hang With Me. Even though Keef and them was bubbling in the city at the same time, they had to play Keef and them ops because they was that hot. You know what I'm saying? So they weren't just playing Durk just because, oh, it's mainstream in Chicago. It was a hit. You know, but a lot of Keef fanatics do not want to give him credit for nothing. They be like, I see Keef fanatics happy that he locked up in jail. Under every Sosa video that's going on right now, man, kids should look up to Sosa, not Durk. Like, Man, I hear what you're saying. Sosa has evolved and grew and all of that. But let me say this. Sosa fans be acting like he don't do no wrong or don't do no bad. They be like, man, Vaughn need to grow up. He's still dissing Tuka. Man, Keef was dissing Tuka. He was talking about smoking Tuki like 2 years ago on the album, 3 years ago. When they was trying to act like he didn't say, Keef don't diss Tuka. No, he still be doing it. But they try to act like he don't. It's like Keef gets absolved from everything because people love him so much and he had a cult following. But I'm just telling y'all the real. Why Keef started sneak dissing Durk as soon as he got locked up? That was suspicious to me. And he was. Y'all can say he wasn't all you want to. When dude get locked up and the next day you come out talking about something, I'm the real king, I'm the king, I'm the real king of Chicago. Kept putting that up. What is that about? You know what that's about. You feel me? So yes, Keef is an icon, but I'm being neutral because I'm telling y'all the real. I don't have a dog in a fight. But Durk been making better music and he reached his run was longer than Keef's and he reached a mainstream height that Keef never reached. Durk, before he got locked up, was probably a top 5 artist, rapper. Keef at his height was never a top 5 rapper in the game, even though he's a legend.